Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, crypto winter, is it over? Is the Bitcoin bull run here? Well, let's talk about it because yes, and yes again. So, welcome to another market open stream. The market bell just rung. And today's looking like a green day or greener day. Because, well, Meta had a pretty good earnings. They are up about 14% right now. Yesterday, Microsoft reported pretty good earnings. So tech right now is looking good. Looking good. And so several other companies have also reported pretty good as well. So there's been more good earnings than bad earnings. So this is also making people feel a little bit better about May. This dreaded May. Somehow, people are still thinking, sell in May or go away in May. Well, I mean, all these companies are reporting just fine. So today could be a pretty good day. But, when you look behind the scenes, maybe not so good because, we still have worries like this. The U.S. House passed a bill to increase the debt ceiling by another $1.5 trillion, not billion, trillion. Okay. And you could see how since 2020, that debt ceiling raise has increased by a ton, right? You could see like it's a stair step up, but then in the 2000s, kind of flatlined a little bit. And then stair step up, and then 2010, it started really going up. And then in 2020, it went up probably more than the last decade. So if you look behind the scenes, I don't know. This is still very worrisome that the U.S. continues to just increase the debt ceiling and increase its spending, its overspending, and basically diluting the USD out there, diluting your buying power with inflation, okay? That's still ongoing. That's still no good. This is long-term stuff. This is macro stuff, not micro stuff. Day-to-day, week-to-week earnings is good, but overall, you got to pay attention to this. Inflation is due to overprinting. It just comes down to that. GDP number also came out lower than expected. Almost by half. This is also not good. I'm surprised not more people talking about this because, of course, the official definition of a recession is 2 straight quarters of declining growth. And we had over 4 quarters now. An entire year where GDP is down. Yet we're somehow still not in a recession. No, we have been in recession for about a year now. But the definition keeps changing. So according to Fed and everyone else, we're not in a recession. So then how do you define a recession then? When GDP, the growth of the country keeps slowing down. And this is a huge miss by 0.8%, almost half, right? That's a huge miss. But despite that and everything else going on today, and everything else going on with the banks, First Republic, I didn't even check First Republic, but they were down 50% and then 40% yesterday. They might be shut down today. Despite everything else, the probability of the next FOMC meeting, the next rate hike, still 25 basis points, 80%. 20% for zero. I'm really shocked that the zero portion isn't higher. It should be a lot higher, seeing how GDP growth is lower, unemployment, jobless claims starting to rise. You're still hearing about a lot of layoffs, even though tech may be doing good. But I just saw Gap right here is laying off 1,800 workers, right? And there's a lot layoffs right now too. A lot more layoffs, I should say. So I'm still clinging on to zero as my prediction. I may be wrong again, but I really think Powell needs to stop it. These banks are also still struggling. I mean, the bank woes are not gone. What's First Republic today? First Republic is up 1% after falling like 80% within a matter of days. It's up 1%, but I would not be surprised that flips deep in the red today, and then our halting gets stopped, and then FDIC and Fed takes over and just takes over the bank. So again, no good, no good. All these things lead to are great reasons why we need to hold on more Bitcoin, okay? And crypto winter, in case you're still clinging on hope, you're a bear and you want to hibernate and you're still clinging on hope that somehow we're going to dip back into crypto winter, or we're still in crypto winter, or something else, you know, I don't know. It's over. It's over. It's just over. Don't think about it, okay? We're out of crypto winter. Every single metric, every single chart says we have moved out of crypto winter, and I'll show you more in a little bit. But it's clear. It's clear that Bitcoin crypto is gaining strength, not losing strength, gaining momentum, and more and more and more people and institutions and companies are embracing Bitcoin and crypto and Web3 and decentralization. Even banks are now coming out and talking about crypto and Bitcoin. Standard Chartered saying Bitcoin is getting stronger because banks are getting weaker. This is from a bank itself, the CEO of a bank. And here's another one. New York Investment Bank is saying crypto winter is over. And now investments in the world of crypto are once again on the table. I mean, these are straight from banks themselves, right? And if banks are willing to look at Bitcoin and crypto, well, you know that they know this is the future, right? They have to embrace or adopt, or they're just going to disappear. So, I mean, just think about that. So crypto winter is definitely over. And not only from a chart perspective, but just, I mean, you just have to pay attention. Put two and two together. Every day I cover the news, right? But I'm putting it together for you guys. You just have to pay attention to how big everything is getting, right? Galaxy Digital, one of the biggest, I mean, they're all over the place. They're into funds now, but into mining, into investments, right? Led by Mike Novogratz. They hold a ton of Bitcoin. They're about to push ETPs in Europe. So ETPs is almost the same as like ETFs, right? But it's basically like a fund that's backed by Bitcoin or some kind of crypto like Ethereum, because now we're starting to see Ethereum ETFs and ETPs too, right? So they are pushing forward. So you got a lot of money in traditional finance with equities and bonds and everything else that's out there. We're talking about trillions upon trillions upon trillions. They're looking for easy ways to get into crypto, and there's no better way than just offer ETFs or ETPs to those family offices or hedge funds and big fund managers and VC firms and whoever else out there that has trillions of dollars, right? I mean, just pay attention to what's going on. And in the U.S., even Grayscale has a lawsuit against the SEC and they expect to win by the end of Q3, which means even in the U.S., we will be getting some spot Bitcoin ETFs in the near future. SEC is being pushed, okay? Not only by well, Gary, we know, got grilled recently, but not only by Congress, but by Ripple. They may be losing that case soon. They may be losing this case against Grayscale because they gave no good reason to deny spot Bitcoin ETF when they approved futures-based ETFs. So they're about to lose this. And they're probably going to lose the one against Coinbase too. I mean, they're being pushed by several large crypto companies. And Gary may be feeling the heat soon if all these end up being losses for the SEC, right? That's what we want to see. Right now, it goes unchallenged. We want to see some pushback and some wins. And all these things can spur another tremendous pump, I guess, or it could be a catalyst for future pumps, right? That may be right around the corner. So looking forward to all these things. right? But in the meantime, us retail investors, average Joes, or even senators continue to DCA. Ted Cruz says, I'm incredibly bullish on Bitcoin. I own a little more than 2 Bitcoin, and every Monday I own a little bit more. I bought the dip. See, even Ted Cruz is DCAing. That's all you need to do. Just DCA a little bit, set a schedule every week, every paycheck, every month, every day. People have said, I DCA every day. Here's the interesting thing. Had you DCA'd every single day the same amount, even starting at the high point of 69,000, you would be in the green already. So think about that. That's the power of DCA. And more people are learning about Bitcoin, learning about the horrible macro conditions and overspending and the bank failures, and more people every single day is coming in to the space. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. What else is going on today? Let's see. Well, let's show some charts here. I put this on the thumbnail. You could see this is just Bitcoin's, recovery from bottom, leading up to these crazy pumps, right? But also very important, this EMA 21. It's kind of like the precursor of what's to come, right? You could see it happened in 2015, 2019. It's about to happen right now. Again, another signal that crypto winter is officially over and we are going to see better days. Now, in 2020, we had an exception because we dipped below because of the pandemic crash, right? So I know some of you guys may think, well, it could go down like 2020. That was a very different time. Everything sold off in March of 2020. Like literally everything. Yeah, Dow going down 2,000 points in a single day. Bitcoin fell down 1,000 in a day. Everyone's panicking because of the mandatory shutdowns and all that stuff. So that's a asterisk, okay? But if you didn't have that, you could see Bitcoin would have just continued forward and, eventually topped out at where we topped out at 69,000. But it's the same thing now, right? We are breaking through that EMA 21. Again, signaling winter is over. We're entering the new bull cycle, right? And the bull run is coming. Here's another one showing, what happened before versus now, right? There's so many similarities between previous runs and current run, let's say, okay? And who knows where Bitcoin's going to top out? A lot of predictions. 200,000, 250,000, 300,000. I've seen some predictions that show 350,000. Okay, we don't know. But what we do know is this next top is going to be higher than our previous top. That's a certainty. So, good stuff. And as for, DCA, many of you guys are DCA. Addresses with balance over 0.1 Bitcoin, all-time high. You can see it just never stops. It actually went up more this time around when we dipped to the 16,000 range. You can see clearly the big spike over here, right? But it just keeps going up. Addresses with more than 1 Bitcoin keeps going up. Okay, so retail investors, holders, keep DCAing more and more and more and more. The supply keeps getting less and less and less and less. It's that simple. And look at the 1-year HODL wave. Okay, basically, again, measuring, how many people are hodling, basically. And you can see it's all-time high. All these metrics are all-time high. The fundamentals of Bitcoin has never, ever been better. I think people only equate health based on price. That's it. If we're not back at 69,000, we're not as healthy as before. No, that's so far from the truth. The fundamentals of Bitcoin has never been stronger than now, even when Bitcoin was at 69,000. Okay, so get that through your head. And if you do, then you'll know. You'll know that better days are definitely coming. We are actually lagging versus fundamentals right now. We're lagging also versus the hash rate of Bitcoin, which, of course, powers the network too. And then lastly, I saw this. Bloomberg rates CZ as one of the richest men on earth of $28 billion. But CZ says, I don't have anyone near as that. I don't know. I don't know how they came up with the metric, and no one knows how many Bitcoins CZ owns, but there's no doubt about it. Binance is so big, and I don't know the percentage that CZ owns, but I have no doubt. You know, I honestly think CZ could become the world's richest man one day. When Bitcoin becomes like $1 million each, okay, or even more than that, CZ could be like the very first paper trillionaire, like even richer than Elon Musk. I mean, Binance is that big, and who knows how many Bitcoins CZ has. You know, Michael Saylor has 140,000. CZ could have like 500,000 or 300,000 at his, not just from Binance, but his own. I mean, no one knows. But I have no doubt CZ could become the richest man on earth, on paper at least. That's what happens when you believe in Bitcoin. You know, CZ sold his house and his possessions early on and used all of it to buy Bitcoin. This is like, I forgot what year it was, like 2012, 2013. So he was already insanely rich by the time 2017 hit and that bull run started, right? But starting Binance was just an extension of that. Anyways, the richest people in crypto are the ones that held the longest. It's really that simple. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. So far, so good. NASDAQ is still doing good. Tesla has been getting killed recently. They're only up 1% today. MicroStrategy not up that much. First Republic about to turn red. Yeah, it just turned red. First Republic, just wait for it. They will be closed down soon. But this is concerning. This is really concerning. And there's many people that say, well, just remove the debt ceiling, right? Just remove it. What's the point? What's the point of having a debt ceiling when you just keep raising it? Well, there's truth to that, but you don't want to have an unlimited debt ceiling. Okay, at least talk about it, right? At least pretend like there's a conversation going on to stop the overspending. You don't want to just remove the ceiling altogether. Have you ever heard of Qtum Quantum? Yes. Mine is stuck in Voyager. Well, most likely you're not going to get much of that back. They're an old project. I have not kept up with them. They're one of the older L1s out there. Let's see. What's your opinion on Fed now, and how can that affect the crypto market? It's only going to affect stable coins. It's not going to affect anything else. Didn't Alex Jones have a ton of on a laptop that he threw away years ago? Yes. You know what's funny about that story? Max Kaiser was trying to get him into Bitcoin. Max Kaiser bought so many Bitcoins back in the day, or mined it. I don't know how he came up with it. He gifted Alex Jones 50,000 Bitcoins on a laptop. He gifted it to him for free just to try to get him into Bitcoin. Imagine being gifted 50,000 Bitcoins, okay? And Alex Jones did not pay attention, and he admitted that he just threw away the laptop. So you do the math of how much money Alex Jones threw away by not paying attention to Max Kaiser. It's It's insane. And if you think about it, Max Kaiser could gift 50,000 Bitcoins. How many does he actually have on hand? Just think about that. Rob, appreciate it. Yeah, that means 50,000 Bitcoins is just, you know, basically it's forever gone. Part of the 5 to 7 million Bitcoins that's lost forever, that's part of that. Bitcoin is clinging on right around a little bit under 29,000. But good thing is, I told you guys, love to see Bitcoin be above this 28.8 mark. It is. It's holding on, right? So see a movement soon. Boom. Upwards. Overall, crypto market slightly down from yesterday. Clause, coins that made it now will survive till bull. Yes. Yes. Unless they pull a Luna or something. Yeah, they'll survive. Did you mine crypto or have you ever in the past? Yes, Rob. I started my journey mining Litecoin in 2013. When Bitcoin first hit $1,000 in 2013, that's when I finally learned about Bitcoin. A little bit too late. Wish I would have heard about it in 2012 or 2010 because Bitcoin would have been much cheaper. But I started getting into Litecoin mining back in the day. Thought it was the greatest thing on earth that, you know, you can actually, you know, basically build money trees in the form of miners and make digital currency that makes you money. And I went all out. It was in this basement too, and where I am. I had my mining rigs in here. It was very similar to Ethereum mining before they switched. I had a ton of GPUs. I bought all these racks, all these fans. It was like 100 degrees in my basement. I did it for months. Good experience, but never again. Man, I cannot confirm or deny that I bought my Ferrari with Litecoin. No, I didn't truly understand. I didn't understand anything really about crypto other than how to mine it and how to sell it at the time. And all those exchanges I used at the time all went belly up. Yeah, unfortunately, I got in the market in 2014 when things went under and didn't come back until 2017. How about Phantom's plans to open crypto-friendly bank? That's just no point to that. That actually sounds pretty stupid. Someone else tried that before. Litecoin did that. Litecoin merged with some bank, supposedly. Went nowhere. Telcoin did something where they opened up Remittance Bank in Wyoming or something like that. Went nowhere. There's no need to open up a bank. If you're in crypto, you're trying to replace the banks. Why would you try to open up a bank? It makes no sense at all. What to do with the old Gala when we received a new one? Just, I don't know, just destroy it, I guess. I did talk to someone in Gala a little bit about the V2. Basically, I was asking him, is it safer to hold it in your wallet or on the exchanges? He says Gala is still working with most of the exchanges out there. Most likely, they will all support the new airdrop. So if you're on like a big exchange, you have no worries. Also, if you're using a wallet like Trust Wallet or something, you will get airdropped, right? So I think overall, there's no concern. I think the only concern comes, and after reading a blog, it says something about liquidity pools. If you have Gala like stuck in liquidity pools, that's where you may not get the airdrop. So you just want to make sure that you have Gala either on a wallet or in an exchange, reputable exchange, and then you won't have any problems. What advice do you have for beginners, especially ones that want to learn to trade? My advice is don't trade. Most traders lose. Most beginners think that the only way they can make money with crypto or catch up is to trade. I'll tell you, 99.9% of people that have tried have failed. And they end up learning that it's just easier to buy and hold, and that's how you make money. Don't get me wrong, there are people that are very good at trading. They're very good at it, but it's a very small, very, very, very small subset of people. Okay? If you're a noob, I would suggest don't even go there. Joseph, would it be okay with a Ask George AI agent trained on your videos? Probably not, no. Because I don't know what you're going to do with it. And until I learn more and feel comfortable, I will say no. Electronum, it's not a new blockchain. That project is so old and dead. I still remember they were talking about, mining on your phone and this and that. It seemed like a big gimmick. Any word on BlockFi? Actually, nothing. I think they were still trying to fight for the Robinhood shares because SBF promised them $400 million worth of Robinhood shares. So I think they're still trying to fight for that back. I have no idea. I've not heard anything about BlockFi. Can you explain why POS coins, ETH, ADA, etc. are securities and not commodities? No, because they're not securities. Why do you think they are securities and not commodities? Who told you that? Who declared ADA a security? Or even Ethereum? Because SEC didn't. Justin says, DCA is the way to go. I made 24K 2 years ago. DCA lost 10K last year. Just made my 10K back this past 2 days. Took a lot not to lose, to not use leverage. Congratulations. Congratulations. Misty Wonder, thank you. Appreciate that. LVG Gang, thank you for that as well. Do you trade swap various stablecoins for crypto using Trust Wallet? Does that mean you have to retain different stablecoins? Yeah. I mean, basically, I don't know who they use for their swap, but it's mostly BNB pairs. So it's probably, I don't know if they're using PancakeSwap or not. I mean, but you could also interact with any DEX you want. Basically, you just have to have some coins to pay for gas fees, and then and it just depends on the pair that they have available. That's it. It's not the built-in swap isn't that good, but you can go to PancakeSwap, you can go to Uniswap, you can go to any DEX through their browser. Star Trek Picard was awesome. You're right. They should have started this way, Eli. Yes. If they started season 1 of Picard like they did season 3, it would be the most watched show right now. I mean, it's awesome. Season 1 and 2 didn't make a whole lot of sense. It's like season 3 like made it so that like season 1 and 2 were so irrelevant. Besides a few characters that carried over, but it didn't even make any sense. And I hate to ruin it for people that didn't watch it, but season 2 ended where a very bad group turned good, and then some separate faction of that bad group came in season 3. It didn't even make sense. Like, the whole thing didn't make sense. And so season 3, basically, it's best to watch season 3 of Picard and just don't watch 1 and 2. They're really irrelevant. And I'm hoping they can continue and make a season 4. Because they said they were going to be done, but I really hope they come back with season 4 and 5 based on the same premise, just continue forward. I mean, because it was really good. It was really good. Especially if you're a Next Generation fan or a Voyager fan. It's good. Working 2 jobs now to increase my DCA into crypto markets. I pray that one day I'll make 6 figures this next run. Of course, 6 figures will come. And then afterwards, 7 figures. All right. So keep at it, DCA, and, you know, let the gains come to you. Don't try to outsmart the market. Don't try to do anything irrational. Don't overspend either. Set amount. Never invest more than what you can afford to lose, okay? So don't be greedy. Just set a schedule, DCA, DCA, DCA. It works. Hey, we're above 29,000 again. Do you agree with Giannis that the season is a failure if you don't win a chip? Yes, I do agree with him. I just saw that clip this morning. He answered that question very, very well. Very well. Better than I would have had. Better than me. Because I know he was frustrated. I would have been frustrated. I would have just left that press conference. Probably. But he answered it very well. Are you involved with ITrustCapital? Yeah. They are a sponsor. Been a sponsor of this channel for a while. Are they going to improve their site and app anytime soon? Well, they're always working at it. And it's very impressive that they were not caught up in any of the scandals or the Black Swan events or any of the shenanigans that happened. So they've been operating throughout all this time. It's good for them. Now, as for the upgrades, I'm sure they will be upgrading. I don't know any plans of theirs. 6 figures to 7 figures is a big gap. It is, but it'll come. It'll come. I mean, especially if you think about, we're getting some movement. Especially if you think about, you know, Bitcoin could be doing a 10x from here. Okay. It may top out at 300,000 by the end of the bull run. Ethereum could be doing a 15x. Others could be doing a 20 to 30x. But let's just stick with 10x. If you have 100,000 in Bitcoin, that becomes $1 million in Bitcoin, right? $1 million in Bitcoin. And everything else, you can have $50,000 in crypto, and that turns into $1 million, right? Just do the math, the multipliers. In every bull run, those multipliers, they're pretty consistent. Even though the multipliers are smaller these days because the dollar amounts are much bigger, but still, they've been pretty consistent. And 10x is like nothing in a bull run. So just think about that. IoT, H&M miners mine now. DP, I have no idea what you're saying, man. You're talking about 2 different projects or just in general? Helium miners, yes, you use them to mine. That's how you power the network. But I hear those miners, first of all, they were incredibly hard to get, and second of all, they offer no support. So, and then Helium itself as a project seems to have really struggled over the years, especially after moving to Solana. So I don't know. It's not a project I really get behind anymore these days. All right, guys. Today, not bad. Not bad so far. U.S. market, also not bad. Pretty good. But what is bad is the U.S. debt ceiling is going to go higher. I think the Senate has to vote on this, but it's going to be approved, okay? They're not going to stop the debt ceiling. It will keep going, so that's not good. GDP is also coming down. That's not good. But is crypto winter over? Yes, it is, so that's good. And keep DCAing like Ted Cruz, because that's the way to win with Bitcoin and crypto. All right, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.